Okay, so this is what's called a self-invoking function or self-invoked function. As you can see, this is a regular JavaScript function, and it's inside the parentheses there, which is our jQuery. And what it does, basically, it allows you to call your variables inside the self-invoked function. The idea is that you don't want to be calling variables outside your function, so you're not clogging it up, the window. So by calling a self-invoked function and calling your variables inside this function, um, all your variables will be, what's the word, would be native to your function. For instance, here we are invoking another jQuery snippet here. You can see that I am calling the button and I'm calling the function click, jQuery function click, and I am calling another anonymous function, and here I would do my statement, personal notes. Okay, so this is considered a self-invoking anonymous function. And the idea behind of this is that instead of creating your variables outside here um, on your window, um, on your window object, you would be doing your code and creating your variables locally inside your function. And it's basically a best practice, a JavaScript best practice. Um, and the idea behind is that once you call your function, it will um, it will execute immediately. So basically, you have your regular JavaScript function here wrapped up in the parentheses, which is your basic jQuery. Um, and this is your you're calling your myfunc down here. So you have your function, your parentheses, and your statements. And here, basically, I am running another function inside. I am calling uh, the button tag, and I am calling the click method, and I'm ready to run a function, whatever I want to do with this button. If I want to hide it or if I want to switch it, I'm gonna do my JavaScript, my jQuery down here. Okay, so let's deconstruct this real quick, just so I can show myself how I got here, okay? And I'm just gonna pretty much copy down here. So I have my function, I start with my function, and I have my parent parenthesis, in my curly braces. Okay, so this is my regular function right here. Okay, and and if I want to call my function down here, say I have a variable up here called my func, well, variable equals my func, then whatever statement I have inside here, say I want to console log hello console. All right, that would probably I would probably didn't have to call my function any my variable anyways, but I'll just use this example, which is simple to me. So I would call my func down here. All right, and this is basically what this is, but wrapped in those parentheses of which is native to jQuery. All right. So for instance, the way I would rewrite this a little bit, right? On this my func here, as you can see, I have these empty parentheses here. So that's basically my var being called, right? So I would I'm gonna leave this guy here, and what I'll do now, I'm gonna wrap this one in parentheses. So I have a parenthesis here, and I have another parenthesis here, right? So I'm just wrapping it up with the jQuery parentheses, and then I would just pull up my calling method here. All right, so it's basically this. If, as you can see, it's the same thing. Now I could just repeat that bit of code that I have up there, which is jQuery, right? This is the jQuery sign, and here I'm calling my button, and I want to have something happened when someone clicked the button. Uh, so I'm ready to write a function. Usually this is the way these JavaScript jQuery snippets work. So I would call another function here, right? And every time you call a function, you have the double parenthesis there. Um, and I would open it again. I have the parenthesis and I have then my curly braces, and just make sure I don't forget that little guy there. And you, as you can see, is the basically the same thing. Okay, so I have to think that I am writing a regular JavaScript function and then just wrapped in parentheses. And this could be a little challenging. You can see that it can get pretty clogged with those curly braces, curly brackets, and the parentheses. So it's something to do what works for you. This works for me. I think in terms of JavaScript, I've dabbled a little bit in JavaScript, so I know how the function is written. So I think about the function first, and then I just wrapped around the parentheses. Some people can just do it from left to right, but I can't. I have to kind of write the function first, and then put the parentheses, and then kind of take a look and make sure that everything looks okay to me. Okay, now you can also see here that I have the common JavaScript document ready function. And this is and this is the extended method. I know some people write the short version of it, but I think it's for us beginners, this is probably works a little better. It's a little more descriptive. So I have my $sign indicating my jQuery, and then I have my parentheses, and I have in between there document. So I'm accessing my document, my DOM, and then there's the dot ready, and then I have a function, okay, and then all my code will go down here, and this is the closing curly brackets and parentheses there. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna write a quick listen um, listen method. And what I'm going to do here, I am going to write what's called a convenience version. So I am going to start by typing my $sign, which indicates that I am writing, it's jQuery, and I'm going to pass the button tag here, and this particular this particular part of code uh, will be calling any buttons that you have on your document. So if you're looking for a particular button, you might want to add an ID or a class, but for this example, it's fine. So we're going to use the button tag, and I'm going to use the click method. All right, so this is very common. You see the jQuery sign at the parentheses, the tag that you're calling, and then your listener, the click, and then there's another pair of parentheses here. Okay, and I'm going to real quick open this up, and I know that there's my curly brackets, and then my, I forget the name of this. All right, so it's very common. Um, Actually, let me stop real quick. I believe what I have to do here now, right? Let me just do this, is to run another function, another anonymous function, right? And then I get my curly, and then I could just open this up and just make sure that this is correct. Okay, so it looks correct. So I have my button click function, and then I have my, and here I'm gonna write my statement, and what I wanted to do is console log, and just a quick message on my console saying that button was clicked. So once someone button was clicked. So once someone clicks, oh God, clicked. So once someone clicks on the button, you're gonna see this message, all right? So you have your $, button, dot click, you have your anonymous function, and I opened that up, and then I wrote my statement here. So let's take a look at it, okay? So I have my index, my events 101 here, and I have a quick, and it looks like, okay, I have to put this to work. All right, so if I click any button over here, you can see that I have messages, and you can see the counter down here. So as I click them, the counter continues going up. So it's working. And this is a quick snippet of, I don't think I was recording. Okay, maybe I wasn't recording. Let me stop now. I'm just gonna stop.